to talk about all the biggest revelations from her new book.
And from the hit show Outlander, we've got Sam Hugan and Katrina Balfe. Plus, we'll meet our newest kid inventor who has come up with an anti-bullying backpack that you got to see to believe.
Wow, these kids are amazing. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being in the studio with us. All right? We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye.
Nightline. The stories that shape your world, shape your life. Dramatic, stunning, empowering, jaw-dropping. Watch the most powerful stories of our time, anytime. Nightline on Hulu.
Coming up on KITV4, Red Hills underground fuel storage tanks could be removed in coming years, as some state officials say the tanks pose a possible threat to Oahu's groundwater supply. Plus, sirens were heard blaring in Nanakuli. We'll tell you why an investigation has been launched with both city and county crews. Straight ahead.
Now, from Honolulu, for all of Hawaii, this is KITV4 Island News Midday.
Aloha and mahalo for tuning in to KITV4 Island News Midday on this Tuesday, February 11th. I'm Lindsey Fukano. We do start this midday with developing news out of Kalihi as the Honolulu Police Department is investigating an incident where a man allegedly used a machete to try and attack another man in his car. And the incident took place at 2:30 in the afternoon on Monday. The suspect is said to be a 36-year-old man and the victim a 25-year-old man. Police say that victim received injuries from the initial crash from the suspect's car and minor injuries from the machete. The suspect was arrested 2 hours later near the intersection of Kalihi and Silva Streets. Records show the suspect has previous traffic violations. Trying to figure out what caused sirens in Nanakuli to malfunction yesterday. Officials say crews have been sent out to investigate the area. And meanwhile, Ocean Safety calls off its search for a woman swept into Waimea Bay Friday night as the Coast Guard suspended its efforts to find 20-year-old Hannah Vanderskug after searching nearly 500 square miles. However, firefighters from HFD's Sunset Beach Station were out yesterday continuing their search. More than a dozen firefighters swept a 4.5-mile stretch from the fire station to Laniakea Beach.
So we'll send forces out on foot. We'll also have Air One come out. We'll have our rescue companies come out and whatever other resources that we need. We also have a drone team that we have used in the past. So like you see today, the weather, it's a little bit windy.
According to the Coast Guard, Vanderskug was watching the surf when she was swept in by a wave. We'll turn now to conditions over at Hilo Bay. Our Lei Ui Kahulakola is in now with a look at today's forecast. Hey, Lei.
Hey, Lindsay, lots of cloudy conditions in today's forecast. We're looking at clouds and numerous showers across the islands. We'll get to your surf forecast in just a little bit, but we want to talk about that low pressure system that's near the state, that's just north of the Big Island, and that's going to dip a little bit closer to the islands. That's what's bringing us some cooler temperatures, even some wet weather and those windy conditions. Northerly winds coming in the double digits for the western half of the state for Kauai and Oahu, while the eastern half of the state still in the single to double digits, but lighter conditions for Maui and the Big Island. We do have a high surf advisory. It was a warning, but that's since gone down. We still have some big surf on the north and western exposures. As we take a look at that satellite and radar Doppler, plenty of cloud coverage, and like I mentioned, we do have some numerous showers across most of the islands. At times, it could even get fairly heavy because of the instability that's being brought in by that low pressure system. Here's a quick look at those temperatures, barely even reaching 80 degrees. And this is going to be the theme for the rest of Tuesday into Wednesday. That's when things are going to start to reach the 80-degree mark for those high temperatures. Coming up, I'll have your extended weather forecast. But for right now, Lindsay, I'll send it back to you at the desk.
All right, Lei, thank you. A bill prohibiting large-scale underground fuel storage tanks under Red Hill passes its first Senate committee hearing. I was at the state capitol and spoke with both supporters and opponents of Senate Bill 2774.
We've provided testimony in the past.
The Senate Agriculture and Environment Committee approved SB 2774. Starting January 1st, 2028, it no longer allows 100,000-gallon fuel storage tanks above the state's underground injection control line. The Department of Health established that line to protect the quality of underground sources of drinking water on Oahu from fuel pollution.
The bottom of the tanks is only 100 feet above the water table, the drinking water aquifer, and those tanks have a history of leaks, and that we feel that the tanks will continue to leak and could leak catastrophically in the future.
The tanks are currently owned and managed by the Navy, and it does not support changes in regulations.
They are not leaking, and that the water continues to be safe. And as a purveyor of water, I provide those confidences through an annual consumer confidence report, and so that remains the same.
The 18 tanks currently in use were built in the 1940s and were designed to hold more than 180 million gallons of diesel and jet fuel. In 2014, the Navy reported a leak in Tank 5 that caused more than 27,000 gallons of fuel to seep into the ground and contaminate groundwater.
There's clear evidence that not long after that leak occurred, the monitor wells or the test wells located near the bottom of the tank showed elevated levels of dissolved fuel contaminants, and that happened pretty rapidly.
We're in the uniform in terms of defending our nation, doing everything we can to protect the water, to safeguard the aquifer, and to ensure that we operate the fuel tanks safely, both today and then looking into the future.
After the passing of today's hearing, SB 2774 then moves on to the Senate Consumer Protection and Health Committee.
The Navy's fuel sits over a primary drinking water aquifer for Oahu, so 400,000 residents and visitors are affected by the health of this drinking water.
Lindsey Fukano, KITV4 Island News. And staying within the state Senate, harsher penalties could be coming for people who terrorize sports officials. A bill expands the legal definition of second-degree assault to include injury and retaliation to a sports official's performance. The Hawaii Tribune-Herald reports Senator Glenn Wakai spoke with the Hawaii School Athletic Association and was told they're losing officials because of on-the-job harassment by fans. Similar proposals have failed in the past. Meanwhile, a new bill could get more public high schools in Hawaii to push back start times. Officials hope it will give students a chance to sleep more. And research shows children under the age of 12 need 9 to 10 hours of sleep per night. But as keiki get older, bedtimes tend to get pushed back.
The benefits are the kids are more awake. They know that they academically perform better. They're less likely to need like caffeinated drinks. Lack of sleep affects their mood.
Right now, there's 11 public high schools in Hawaii that start after 8 a.m. The measure passed the Senate's Education Committee with amendments. Still to come on KITV4, the city of Honolulu is renting out new apartments for $700 a month. We'll tell you why officials think this move will help single parents struggling to afford a place to live, help them find housing. Coming up on KITV4. Stay with us.
This segment of KITV4 Island News is sponsored by Spectrum.
Every wireless carrier claims they can save you money, but Spectrum Mobile's online savings calculator tells you exactly how much your family can save by switching.
But what if one person uses a ton of data because they have an exciting and vibrant life, and the other person is you?
Doesn't matter. Spectrum Mobile lets you mix and match plans to get the most savings across your entire family.
So what you're saying is, we're family.
Not even close.
Huh.
To see how much you can save, go to spectrummobile.com/save.
I'm gonna start planning our family vacation anyhow.
Only Bougainville Flooring Superstore gives you a price match guarantee with Hawaii's largest in-stock inventory and over 1,000 carpet remnants. Name brands at huge savings. Bougainville Flooring Superstore.
Cheddar Bacon King, that's where to go.
We've got lots of cheddar in between. You see it dripping out here. And lots of bacon.
That's great. Real cheddar is the move.
Real cheddar makes it better. The Cheddar Bacon King, now part of the King's Collection. Your way, way better.
Cast your vote for KITV4's first annual Best of Hawaii 2020 Viewers' Choice Award. And who knows, your vote could send you to Vegas, courtesy of Vacations Hawaii.
Bougainville Flooring Superstore is Hawaii's largest flooring store. Laminate flooring, ceramic tile, carpets, and carpet remnants. Over 500,000 square feet of flooring in stock. Bougainville Flooring Superstore.
Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union. Through all of life's milestones, we're here for you for life.
This is KITV4 Island News Midday.
Welcome back. The city of Honolulu is renting out new apartments for $700 a month, and it's a move that could potentially help out single parents that are struggling to afford a place to live. Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell unveiled Mohala Mai, a newly renovated apartment building near the Makuli District Park. It now has 30 rooms available for rent. The city says preference will be given to single parents with children.
I can remember working 4 jobs one time, 2 full-time and 2 part-time. I felt guilty staying home watching my child because I wasn't making money. When I was making money, I felt guilty I wasn't staying home with my child. So today when I'm here to bless this Mohala Mai, you know, I want the wahine and the keiki to know that I know the struggle.
The city says the layout of Mohala Mai helps keep rent affordable. Tenants do not have bathrooms in their rooms. Shared showers and toilets are on each floor. Hooters at Aloha Tower Marketplace has unexpectedly closed. That's according to the Honolulu Star Advertiser, who reports the restaurant's electricity has been off since the 3rd. This comes just a day after Gordon Biersch Brewery restaurant abruptly closed over the weekend after 26 years of being in business. KITV4 is working to find out why both restaurants officially closed. 2 U.S. small giants are merging, impacting 2 major shopping centers here in Hawaii. Simon is buying Taubman Centers. The deal is worth $3.6 billion, and the merged company would own about 250 properties nationwide. Simon owns the Waikele Premium Outlets in Waipahu, and Taubman owns the International Marketplace in Waikiki. Food prices are soaring in China because of the coronavirus and swine fever. Because we sell so much food to China, this could have an impact on prices here in the U.S. Pork prices, for example, are up by 116% in China compared to a year ago. And Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell told Congress the coronavirus could hurt the global economy. He says the central bank is watching it carefully. And meanwhile, it was a quiet day on Wall Street, but that didn't stop the S&P and NASDAQ from finishing at record highs. The S&P 500 edged up by 0.2%, while the NASDAQ Composite gained 0.1%. And the Dow Jones Industrial finished flat. You can see here from today's closing board, the Dow Industrial closing in the red by negative 0.48%. We'll go back outside now with a live look at the windward side. Our late Uikoholokolo is back in now with a look at today's forecast. Lay.
Hey, Lindsay, clouds and showers for much of the day, and that's what we're going to see for most of the state as well. We're going to take you from the skies out to the seas because we did have a high surf warning earlier in the morning, and that's gradually subsiding, lowering through the afternoon. Now we're looking at surf 12 to 16 feet for the north shores, 8 to 12 feet for the west. So advisory level surf for the north and western exposures for most of the state. For Maui, that's just going to be for the north shores, and for the Big Island, just going to be for the western exposures. You got 3 to 6 for the east, and then 1 to 2 for the town shores. Winds coming in from the northwest at around 15 to 25 miles per hour. Now, the reason why we have such big surf is because we're tracking a combination of swells. So 2 very large swells from the northwest, and that's what's bringing us some major wave energy for much of the day. And then into tomorrow, that's going to weaken even more. Winds coming in from the north for much of the state, stronger for the western half, Kauai and for Oahu. For Maui and the Big Island, lighter winds, But into Wednesday and the rest of the work week, that's when our trade winds are going to return. So right now we're getting really cool northerly winds. Current temperatures across the state barely breaking 80 degrees. But by tomorrow, check that out, around 80 degrees. Today, 77 degrees. That's our expected high. Showers and clouds for much of the state. Now that's a quick look at your weather forecast on this Tuesday afternoon. Lindsay, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Leigh, thank you. Around 13,800 new cases of invasive cervical cancer will be diagnosed in the U.S. this year alone. And this is according to the American Cancer Society. But a new study suggests that particular cancer, well, that cancer could be eradicated if efforts to stop it were stepped up. Mandy Gaither now has more.
KITV4 Island News Medical Minute, sponsored by Ekahi Wellness.
Nearly 4,300 American women will die from cervical cancer this year, according to estimates from the American Cancer Society. But a new study published in the Lancet Public Health Journal suggests that cancer could be eliminated within 2 decades in the U.S. Researchers say scaling up cervical cancer screening coverage in the U.S. to 90% could expedite elimination of the disease and avert more than 1,400 cases a year. They say this would be the most effective way of speeding up the eradication of the disease compared to current levels of screening and human papillomavirus vaccination. HPV causes most cervical cancer cases, according to the World Health Organization. This analysis follows recent published studies which suggest just 1 dose of the HPV vaccine may be just as effective as 2 or 3 doses at preventing cancer-causing HPV, although multiple doses are still recommended. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention currently recommends 2 doses of the HPV vaccine for boys and girls ages 11 and 12. Children who start the vaccine series on or after their 15th birthday need 3 shots over 6 months, according to the CDC. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Cervical cancer can be cured if diagnosed at an early stage. The World Health Organization says worldwide it's the 4th most frequent cancer in women. Still to come on KITV4, a broom balancing trend is sweeping the nation, and the world's largest firework lights up the skies. We'll show you where this took place. Still ahead on KITV4. Stay with us.
Culture, our way of life and values, deeply rooted in our Aina and in the aloha spirit of our community. A treasure passed on from one generation to the next, cared for and protected for future generations. Protect your treasures at Hawaii Self-Storage.
Are you still paying the high utility rates from the electric company? Haleakala Solar and Roofing is celebrating 40 years on the islands by making it easier than ever for you to go solar and get a new roof. PV solar systems financed with 0 down starting as low as $85 per month. Get a new roof for as low as $79 per month. Solar hot water systems as low as $100 per month. Or take advantage of 0 down, 24 months, same as cash financing. Get the ultimate peace of mind with the island's most experienced roofing and solar team. And make this the year you protect yourself from future utility rate increases.
Now with Haleakala Solar, we run our air conditioning 24/7. All the windows are sealed and closed. The house is insulated. And so it's a dream come true.
Operators are standing by. Just call 808-731-1403. 808-731-1403. That's 808-731-1403.
Living with diabetes can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Discover an innovative way to better manage your diabetes with Ekahi Wellness. We focus on lifestyle improvements in your nutrition, emotional well-being, exercise, and your medical management, all under one roof. Our team of passionate professionals partner with you and your doctor so you can live with more energy, increase time for work and family, and take control of your diabetes. Your first consultation is at no cost to you, so call us today.
KITV4 Island News Medical Minute, sponsored by Ekahi Wellness.
This is KITV4 Island News Midday.
A Big Island man died after he tried to overtake a truck on Queen Ka'ahumanu Highway. Police say 31-year-old Ira Michael De Matos was driving a motorcycle without the headlights on in a passing zone when he sideswiped a truck. Police believe he was speeding. And Big Island police need your help identifying a robbery suspect. Police say this man went into a Pahoa convenience store on January 4th and demanded money before running away towards Kahakai Boulevard. If you recognize him, you're asked to call Big Island Police. And police are also looking for this person on the Big Island, caught on surveillance video, damaging the window of the Cooper Center bookstore in Volcano. The incident happened back on December 5th. And let's go back outside now with a live look over downtown Honolulu from our KITV4 rooftop camera. Our Lei Uikaholokola is back in now with a look at today's forecast. Lei.
Hey, Lindsay, we're getting on and off showers throughout the day and some cloud coverage for most of the state. Let's take a quick look at our current temperatures. Check that out. 79 degrees in Hilo. Same thing, or 77 cooler temperatures in Kailua Kona. You head over to Oahu and you're looking at 70 degrees in Wahiawa. So still nice, crisp, cool temperatures. But that's going to change by tomorrow. That's when we're starting to feel those high temperatures reach the lower 80s once again. The current winds coming in from the north for the western half of the state, still in the double digits. Lighter winds for the eastern half of the state. And we're talking about Maui and for Hawaii Island. Now, we still have some big surf out for the north and western exposures across the state. So a high surf advisory is currently in effect. Now, what we're looking at is that low pressure system. This is a strong low to the north of the state. That's what's bringing us some cooler temperatures. Even the chance for some showers across the islands and some cloud coverage. That's moving closer to the islands. And as it does so, it's going to start to weaken. So by tomorrow, transition day, Wednesday through the rest of the work week, that's when we're going to start to get our regular trade winds back coming in from the east. Current surf heights, 12 to 16 feet for the north, so we're talking big surf for the west as well, 8 to 12 out there, and we do have that high surf advisory for those two areas, smaller elsewhere. That's a quick look at your weather forecast. Lindsay, I'll send it back to you.
I'd like to introduce the new chair of the Hawaiian Homes Commission, William J. Aila. Congratulations.
The Hawaii Senate confirmed William Aila as the new permanent head of the Department of Hawaiian Homelands through December of 2022. He's served as interim chair since last May and previously served as head of the Department of Land and Natural Resources. The Senate also unanimously confirmed Tyler Gomes as deputy director of DHHL. Together, Aila and Gomes are tasked with managing over 200,000 acres of trust lands set aside for homesteading by Native Hawaiians. A measure that could set the framework for healing Native Hawaiian issues moves forward. The House Committee on Water, Land, and Hawaiian Affairs pushed a resolution calling for a Blue Ribbon Reconciliation Commission to examine issues and help navigate ways to move forward. One of the top issues is the 30-meter telescope on Mauna Kea. Opponents of the resolution call it ingenuine.
I think this is a process that we should have started years ago. Where do we go from here? How do we help the Hawaiian community galvanize together and move forward for their sake, not only on the issue of Mauna Kea?
The terms of reconciliation need to actually come from the people. A reconciliation process needs to be initiated from the bottom up, not the top down. So we're very, very concerned about the way that this process is already looking like it wants to roll out.
A heartfelt apology.
The resolution now heads to the full House committee. State lawmakers believe they have a fix for Hawaii's abandoned vehicle program. It's a recycling program for cars, trucks, and SUVs, similar to the way people recycle bottles. But it includes a new vehicle tax at 10 cents per pound that you get back if it's recycled. And that's about $150 for a sedan and about $300 for an SUV.
How are you creating another whole tax to create $4 more million when the money that's in the kitty right now, $7.7 million, is not being spent to address the problem?
Until we can fix the problem, which is the towing contract with the city, and have it more transparent, this is at least some kind of solution until then. And then when we have a good towing mechanism, it's going to be perfect.
The Senate Transportation Committee deferred that bill yesterday. Still to come on KITV4 Island News Midday, more on that viral trend sweeping the nation involving a broomstick, and one final look at your 8-day forecast. Stay with us. KITV4 will be right back.
You are on top of your game. Your shower, 5 minutes shorter than usual. A feat built on speed, grace, and exfoliation. Today, a personal record. Tomorrow, the world. Bask in the glory of energy efficiency, cleanliness conqueror. You are an energy champion. Go forth and...
What are you doing?
Why? What are you doing?
Be an energy champion. Learn how at hawaiienergy.com/champion.
Before choosing someone to help you get Social Security disability benefits, ask if your attorney is in Hawaii. Mainland attorneys often just fly in on the day of your disability hearing. Aloha, I'm Danielle Beaver. People across Hawaii call me when they need disability income. I'm here in Honolulu, and Social Security disability is all I do.
808-537-9181. There's no fee unless you win. Attorney Danielle Beaver.
So rice, singular or plural?
What do you mean?
The word, is it plural? You can't have rices, but you also can't have a rice, so which is it?
It's either here nor there. It's a state of being.
Rice is a state of being?
It's like a group, like a community. It only exists conceptually as a conglomeration of brains who surrender their individual identities for the good of the whole.
Your girl's explaining.
I just know a lot about rice.
Try our spaghetti and chicken mixed plate and the new banana chocolate chip donut and birthday cake donut, available for a limited time.
Hi, I'm Dr. Stephen Rhee of the Hawaiian Eye Center. I enjoy working with my patients to make a real difference in their lives.
My eyes before kind of blurry. Dr. Rhee fixed my eyes. I can read good, I feel good, and I see them bright. Thank you so much. Thank you to Dr. Rhee.
At Hawaiian Eye Center, we help our patients see better with personalized quality care. Come see us at Hawaiian Eye Center.
This is KITV4 Island News Midday.
Welcome back. A new viral trend involving the balance of a broomstick is cleaning out Twitter feeds.
But don't believe that hype, because it just may be a matter of balancing.
That's right. Jeremy Roth has more.
Making a broom stand on its own is the latest viral challenge that's sweeping the nation, despite the fact that there's no real evidence that it's even a thing. A recent viral tweet claims NASA said because of the Earth's gravitational pull, February 10th is the only day one can do this. Yeah, there's no evidence that NASA ever said this, but the internet is, of course, still running with it. However, it has less to do with stars and planets and more to do with simple balance.
And if you can actually make the bristles make a small little tripod down there, they'll stand up any day. People are saying that it's because the planets are lining up. No.
NASA is probably bristling at the idea of people getting the science wrong. Still, it makes for a pretty fun party trick. Folks in Nebraska found a unique way to raise money: donkey basketball. Oh, it's a thing, all right. Riders saddled up in a Crete gymnasium for the...
Go.
Okay, so basically we did the broomstick challenge up in the newsroom, and it's pretty fun. But yeah, if you look at NASA's Twitter, it does say, you know, basic physics happens every day of the year. So it's just physics,
There
guys.
we go, just physics.
Sorry to debunk it.
So we can just plop that broomstick anywhere. And
it's still fun, though.
There we go. All right. Well, we'll check out a look outside for the forecast.
Yeah, you know what? We're still going to see clouds and showers. That's because of that low pressure system that's north of the state. That's what's going to bring us some of those crisp conditions too. So 77 degrees for today. Regular trade winds start to return by Wednesday through the rest of the week. Check that out. Friday, that's a heart over there. So that means it is Valentine's Day. So don't forget, people.
We love that. We love seeing that heart. Well, things are going to be shaping up for the lovebirds out there.
Yeah, hopefully.
There we go. There we go. All right. Well, stay tuned to KITV4 at 5. We'll have more on the day's headlines and top stories. And as always, KITV.com as well. Have a great day. Take care.
Experience the bold, crispy, mouth-watering flavors Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen is serving up in each and every bite, providing closed captioning for KITV4 Island News.
Let's get real. Did you know Price Clubs only offer tire balancing and not alignments? Well, what's the difference? Tire balancing adjusts wheel weights to help eliminate vibrations. A wheel alignment adjusts the suspension system, helping your vehicle to drive straight and extend tire life. When buying new tires, it makes no sense to not have your vehicle aligned. Lex Brody's price matches the Price Club's tires and offers free alignment inspections. Lex just keeping it real. When you need tires, visit lexbrodys.com. And thank you very much.
From the smallest cottage to the largest house on the block, Wisteria Lane has something for everyone. Transform your home with one of our wide selection of flooring, a luxurious look for the everyday homeowner, and with an unbeatable pricing. Visit Wisteria Lane today.
Accurate weather forecasts with meteorologist Pete Caggiano on KITV4 Island News.
Justice with Judge Maybelline will be life, because in everything we do, it involves the law. You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good. This one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for that ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have
to Nothing.
This is Justice with Judge Maybelline. Jacob Luca is suing Daisy Levine in the amount of $300. Mr. Luca claims Ms. Levine hired him to play Santa for a holiday event, but says she refused to pay him after his beard came loose and fell off.
The matter of Jacob Luca versus Daisy Levine, you're suing for $300, the fee that she owed you for playing Santa at a holiday party. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what happened, Santa? Why you didn't get your money?
I'm suing Miss Levine for a breach of contract. See, a couple of weeks before the event, the person who she regularly hires to play Santa Claus ended up having to cancel. So she ended up contacting me. I was going to play Santa Claus, and the agreement is that I would play the role for 3 hours and that I would not break character, which I did not. Now, in the event, I wore the suit, I came in early, and Ms. Levine was kind enough to allow me to have something to eat beforehand. So I ate, and then afterwards I went in the back and I changed to the Santa Claus outfit. Afterwards, I went out and I took pictures with kids and gave them gifts that were provided by Ms. Levine.
So this was a child's holiday party?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Now, about a half hour into the event, my costume became a bit on the sweaty side. And the adhesive on my beard started to become loose, and one child was rather curious, so he started tugging on my beard, which resulted in it coming off. Staying in character, I said, "Oh, Santa's getting so old, his hair is starting to fall out. Ho, ho, ho." Well, unfortunately,
That's a pretty good comeback.
Thank you.
I was wondering how you responded to that. All right.
Now, unfortunately, of course, the child was still upset despite my impression.
So then he started crying? What did he say?
He pointed at me and said, "He's not Santa, he's not Santa." And several other children saw this, and they began crying and saying the same thing. And
okay, so what happened after that?
After that, the party lasted a little while longer, but at some point, the parents just took their kids home, attempting to calm them down.
So the party ended in less than 3 hours?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so now she's saying, Ms. Levine, you're saying he shouldn't get his $300?
That's right, Your Honor.
That he breached the contract?
That's right.
Okay, so tell me your part.
I run this holiday fundraiser every year, as I have in the years past. It's a wonderful community event where we raise money for families who don't have money.
So how's it a fundraiser?
Well, we have a lot of different vendors who donate food and items for purchase, and there's also a very large silent auction that's held usually at the end of the fundraiser, where some of our highest bidders end up donating a lot of money to help these families in our community. And it's a very important fundraiser, and in years past, it's raised a lot of money.
So people have to pay to come to this event? Is it a paid ticket?
That's right. There's a small ticket fee, and then once they're there, they also are given the opportunity to donate more through different items and
to donate more by purchasing items at the auction?
That's right.
And from the vendors?
And from the vendors who have donated their services and their time as well, and their products.
But all during the event, the 3 hours, the children are allowed to take pictures with Santa, right?
That's right, Your Honor.
And Santa's over somewhere else?
That's right.
In a little booth somewhere where you can take pictures, right?
Correct.
So what happened?
Well, Your Honor, I had gotten, like Mr. Lucas said, a contact for him a couple of weeks prior to the event after my original Santa had canceled. And even though he told me he has never played Santa before, I was desperate. All the other Santas were already booked. It's a very busy season, as you know. And so I went with it. He sounded like a great guy.
But he had played character roles before, he said.
That's right. He assured me he could play solid characters, and the contract stated specifically that he would not break character during the event. I'm sure you can understand that that's very important.
Who purchased the Santa suit, you or him?
We provide the Santa suit, Your Honor. It's the same suit we do use each year for our event.
Your regular Santa, who has been doing this for you, had done it for how many years?
Oh, I've been running this event for 6 years, and it's been the same Santa for the past 5 before that. He was our 6th.
Okay, tell me the differences in the height and size of the other Santa versus him.
Well, Your Honor, the Santa suit is one size fits most, as most Santa suits are, and this gentleman, Mr. Luca, had about a similar height to my previous Santa, and though he was a bit younger and more slender,
Who's more slender?
Mr. Luca is more slender. He was advised to, beef up the costume a little bit to add some stuffing, make it more authentic, and he assured me that that was something he was prepared to do.
Who put the adhesive on? Who put the beard on him?
I was just going to mention that. He honestly insisted that he use adhesive because the beard that we typically use has a strap that you wear around the back of your head, and Mr. Luca, he takes his characters very seriously. He told me that the strap was inauthentic and that he would prefer to glue it to his face.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Maybelline.
That when children are made to believe or find out or discover that you're not Santa, it really upsets them. I don't know why, but it's like, oh, that's not Santa. And they just go crazy.
And later.
Why was the other young lady at the house, the second one?
For schoolwork. The first one was for schoolwork. The second one was he was having issues.
But Mr. Woods didn't know anything about him, did he?
No.
And then you cheated on him yet with somebody else.
Yes, ma'am.
Justice with Judge Maybelline. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878.
You always expect the best deal. That's why Zulily introduced their best price promise. If you find the same item at Amazon.com or Walmart.com, Zulily will match or beat their price. It's one more way Zulily brings you the joy of shopping. Go ahead, shop to it.
Best Fiends. It's more than a game. Collect tons of cute characters. Solve thousands of fiendishly fun puzzles. Download Best Fiends for free today. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends.
Yeah, well, my awful, horrible parents just kicked me off their car insurance. So it's a good thing that Safe Auto offers a low down payment. At least they're looking out for me. And I guess that's why they're the insurance for the rest of us. The forsaken and abandoned.
Okay, you're being dramatic.
I'm sorry, did I hear something? Oh, no, because I am alone.
You're still living in our house.
And my cell phone is very out of date. Like, all of my friends have much...
These are real people, not actors, who've got their eczema under control. With less eczema, you can show more skin. So roll up those sleeves and help heal your skin from within with Dupixent. Dupixent is the first treatment of its kind that continuously treats moderate to severe eczema, or atopic dermatitis, even between flare-ups. Dupixent is a biologic and not a cream or steroid. Many people taking Dupixent saw clear or almost clear skin and had significantly less itch. That's a difference you can feel. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. So help heal your skin from within, and talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
It's here. Instant funding online from SpeedyCash.com. Don't have time to stop by a Speedy Cash store? Get cash now, no matter where you are. Apply for a loan using the Speedy Cash app. If approved, funds apply to your debit card in minutes with instant funding from SpeedyCash.com. Apply now. It's fast. Go to SpeedyCash.com for instant funding today.
You're watching Justice with Judge Maybelline. We're back with the case of Jacob Luca, who is suing Daisy Levine for breach of contract.
So where's the Santa suit?
I do have it with me, Your Honor. I wasn't sure if I should bring it in or not. It's just right outside. If someone
We have it
could-
outside. Would you go get it for me, please? Okay. So let me see what Santa was wearing. Where did you use adhesive? I don't see a place to use adhesive. On your
Right there
face?
about in the, yes, the chin area.
Okay.
And to me, that's always a risk factor.
Go on.
So, Your Honor, I walk in and I hear some children crying, and I go in to check and see what the chaos is about. I'm very busy at this event, but I of course, need to go figure out what's going on with Mr. Luca. And it's then when I walked in and I saw him, and not only was the beard off of his face, he's holding it in his hands, and he's sort of taunting and joking and playing with the kids about it, and the children are crying, and it's, you know, it's a chain reaction. One child and the next and the next, and I didn't know what to do at that point. Parents were starting to hear it as well.
Nobody had enough sense to say Santa got to go to the bathroom or something? To Santa to go out, step out a second?
Yes.
Readjust?
He was given
That never
proper
occurred to
time.
anybody?
Yes, he was given the time to readjust.
Oh, but after how long?
You know, Your Honor, it was a lot going on at the time. I had taken some of the families out to help console their children and hopefully, you know, put out some of these fires.
So let me ask him. So after the child snatched and the beard came off, how long did it take you before you had the consciousness to say, oh, I should go readjust?
About a minute.
And you had never played Santa before?
No, ma'am.
So why did you choose to not wear the strap if you'd never done it before? And her Santa had done it for years and had always worn the strap.
I felt the
Wouldn't
strap.
she know what's best if her Santa has done it several times?
I felt the strap was inauthentic, and I wanted the beard to feel real. Plus the fact, if someone is wearing...
You wanted it to feel real on who, you?
Yes, ma'am. And if a child were to tug at it, I believe that having adhesive was going to reduce the chances of it pulling forward as a strap
Adhesive
would.
plus the strap would reduce the chances. But without the strap, you increase the chances.
With the adhesive, I thought.
That's
that
what you
would do.
figured.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, see, that's why you have to stop. Sometimes you don't need to figure. You're talking about, if you told me that with experience, I had done it like this on several occasions, and that's the way I wear it on my face, and it stays that way. But she had done this for 6 years. She had used this same costume for 6 years. And you should have been aware, too, that a child is going to tug. So one of the ways you play Santa is you have to make sure the children's hands stay away from your beard. They can only just kind of stroke it, you know? You got to pay attention. You hadn't played Santa before.
I hadn't, no. This was my first time, although I've played other roles in the past which did involve adhesive on my face and different makeup.
Well, but it doesn't have the same results. This has the results that when children are made to believe or find out or discover that you're not Santa, it really upsets them. I don't know why, but it's like, oh, that's not Santa. And they just go crazy.
Of course, and it's not my wish to upset children.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed in character the entire time to try to help them calm down and to complete the task that I was assigned to do.
Yeah, I got it. Now, Miss Levine, by the same token, he didn't lose character, and he couldn't control that the child pulled his beard such that it came off. Unfortunately, it was a mistake. It was an accident that the child pulled it. And when you breach a contract, it has to be something of your own free will that you do. I don't know what you're about to show me. What?
Well, in the contract, it does say that he's going to remain in character for the duration of the 3 hours.
And I just told you, he didn't go out of character. He went to try to readjust and to come back and continue the party. He couldn't control that people were not willing because at this point they know that there is not a Santa. And it's always that risk. You've been doing this for 6 years. And you know little children, if they find out that may be what happened, and that's how they're going to respond. But it wasn't his fault.
Well, yes, but had he been wearing the strap, like you mentioned, it could have been recovered.
That's what happens with every Santa at some point. Doesn't come completely off, but it's not his fault.
Yes, Your Honor. And in doing so, this caused us to lose a lot of money for the fundraiser because everybody left before the auction.
For a breach of contract, he has to be the person who did something wrong and negligently. And I'm just telling you that he used adhesive and he didn't use enough. Okay, but it's something, it happens. And I'm going to give him some culpability, but not all. So I think you still have to pay him, and I'm going to ask you to pay him at least $150 of his fee. That's the judgment for the plaintiff.
Judge Maybelline has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $150.
The fact is, I did do my job. I did stay in character, and I do deserve to be paid.
Well, next time you decide to play Santa, secure the beard.
Coming up.
So why you put him out?
He was supposed to adhere to the rules of the house, and he broke those.
And what rules did he break?
James told me that he was sick and he was going to stay home and miss school. So I happened to come home early that day from work, and there was a young lady in my living room.
Justice with Judge Maybelline.
Yeah, I'm terrible at first dates.
Are you good?
Rated PG-13.
Deciding whether to own or rent? Getting that part today, not tomorrow. And with the right support, it all adds up. You work hard and smart. Hawthorne Cat is ready to do the same. Hawthorne Cat has been your cat dealer for construction and power equipment in Hawaii for over 90 years. With stores on Oahu, Maui, Kauai, and the Big Island, we have everything you need for your job site. Call us today or go to hawthornecat.com for all your equipment needs.
In the heart of the windward side lies a beautiful sanctuary, Kinaole Estate, where everyone is treated with love and respect. Because we believe you should expect more from senior living.
They're loving and warm, not only to the residents, but to the families that come to visit.
Kinaole Estate, I like it because, my mom enjoys it there. They're super duper, really good.
Kinaole Estate, enriched, dependable senior living. Call us today to make an appointment.
We always wanted to move into our own home.
It took us a couple of years finding some place that was perfect for us. And we were just like, okay, how can we afford something like that?
Angela helped us understand the process bit by bit, treated us like family. That relationship was more than a financial transaction. That was the difference between the other places and Hawaii State Federal Credit Union. Oh my goodness! This is our superhero.
When it comes to affordable home appliances, Ross, hands down, has the best deals on the island. We provide quality repurposed appliances such as washers, dryers, and microwaves too, all at a fraction of the cost. Every purchase comes with a warranty. We also offer green beds. Every bed is completely rebuilt with new fabric. You won't find a better deal. Ross Appliance and Furniture will save you hundreds, guaranteed.
When you feel like Vegas, there's just one place to stay. Grab a drink at the Holo Holo Bar, there's just one place to play. We got a fresh, hot look, a new sports book. We got those local meals, just like Auntie cooks. Aloha spoken here.
Book now at thecal.com.
You're watching Justice with Judge Maybelline. Pamela Woods is suing James Charney in the amount of $740.32. Ms. Woods claims she let her son's boyfriend stay in her home as long as he followed the rules, but says Mr. Charney didn't hold up his end of the bargain.
In the matter of Pamela Woods versus James Charney, you're suing him for $740.32. You're saying that he freeloaded off of you and he was supposed to pay rent, do some chores, but he didn't complete the chores. So what happened?
Basically, you've summed it up. He was to stay at my home for 3 months under the condition that he completed certain tasks around the house as well as landscaping.
How long did he stay with you?
2 months and 20 days.
Why did you offer him to stay with you in exchange for these items?
First of all, I've known James for a couple of years. He's been dating my son for 2 years, a little over 2 years.
So why you put him out?
He was supposed to adhere to the rules of the house, and he broke those.
And what rules did he break?
James told me that he was sick and he was going to stay home and miss school. So I happened to come home early that day from work, and there was a young lady in my living room. Okay. So I pulled James aside and I told him that, you know, I would prefer that he let me know if he was going to have guests over. A few weeks later, it happened again. He had another girl at my home, and at that point, I had to pull him aside again, and I said, look, you know, we already discussed this. I told you that if someone's coming to my home, I would appreciate you letting me know first.
Stop giving me that cockamamie bull. The man is out of your house because he and your son broke up. Let's just tell the truth.
I am telling the truth. He broke up, but he also, you know, broke a lot of rules within my household.
Come up, Mr. Woods. Tell the truth.
James and I met in school. We fell in love, and he was someone I thought I could trust.
You asked your mom to let him move in with you?
I asked her if it would be okay, and she made a contract with agreements that they put together, and he had to abide by.
Right. Who told him to leave?
I never told him to leave.
Really?
No.
Have a seat, Mr. Woods. Let me go over here. So you didn't know the rule. Now she told you the rule the first time around, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Second time you bring somebody over there, did you ask her in advance?
No, I did not.
And you had another person there?
I did.
So you broke a rule?
Yes.
So she's not lying?
No.
Okay.
Coming up.
When you're sitting up with the other girl, why was she at the house?
Huh?
Why was the other young lady at the house, the second one?
Closed captioning provided by...
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Buchamug.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Before I was diagnosed by my doctor, I didn't know why my body was moving on its own. My eyes blinked way too much. It turns out I have tardive dyskinesia, a condition that may be related to important medications I take for my bipolar disorder. My fingers moved like they were playing a piano that wasn't there. Tardive dyskinesia can affect different parts of the body. It may also affect people who take medication for depression and schizophrenia. It's a relief to know that today, TD is manageable. Learn more at talkabouttd.com.
Fact is, every insurance company hopes you drive safely. But Allstate actually helps you drive safely with DriveWise. It lets you know when you go too fast and brake too hard. With feedback to help you drive safer, giving you the power to actually lower your cost. Unfortunately, you can't do anything about that. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
No matter what I wore, I worried someone might see my bladder leak underwear. So I switched to Always Discreet Boutique. Its shape-hugging threads smooth out the back, so it fits better than Depend. And no one notices. Always Discreet.
The choices that people make in their diets while they're healthy are actually impacting their enamel in a negative way. When you drink or eat something that's acidic, it sucks the minerals out of the tooth surface. Things like thinning and yellowing can happen as a result of that. Pronamel is formulated to help deliver those minerals back to the tooth surface to reharden and re-strengthen it. With Pronamel, you're protecting your teeth from the things that you're probably going to encounter in your diet.
Atkins peanut butter cups are my favorite, but I always want one more. You? Yes, Hannah. The answer is yes. Chocolate, peanut butter, and 0 sugar. We can have one more.
Pack your bags and be ready to go to Las Vegas instantly with Vacations Hawaii and KITV4 Island News. Enter at KITV.com and watch Good Morning Hawaii to see if you're the winner. Then be ready to go to Vegas with Vacations Hawaii that week. Pack your bags. We go Vegas.
You're watching Justice with Judge Maybelline. We're back with the case of Pamela Woods, who is suing James Charney for $740.32.
So when were you asked to leave?
I was asked to leave when I cheated on Minna.
Cheated on Mr. Woods?
Mr. Woods.
And he found out about it?
Yes, ma'am.
When did he find out about it?
When I told him.
And when did you tell him?
As soon as it happened.
Why?
Because I felt guilty.
Okay, and when you told him that, he told you to get out of my house?
Along those lines.
Yeah, probably wasn't as nice.
It was not.
Okay. And was either those young ladies that you had over to the house, were they the persons you cheated with or somebody else?
No, somebody else.
So you had this conversation with him about I cheated. How'd you, I mean, just out the sky? I mean, you just said,
I mean, it wasn't out of the sky. He felt like something was wrong. I broke a rule. I started acting weird. He started acting weird. Started tension between us. And eventually I was getting fed up because I was doing housework and I was doing what she wanted me to do along with everything else. And
you weren't doing what she wanted you to do?
I was, but I mean, I stopped because I got kicked out.
2 months and 20 days and you only had 3 months. So you only had 10 more days. So you weren't going to complete all that. Why'd you stop doing it?
I got
when you
kicked
sitting
out.
there with the other girl, why was she at the house?
Huh?
Huh? Why was the other young lady at the house, the second one?
For schoolwork. The first one was for schoolwork. The second one was he was having issues.
But Mr. Woods didn't know anything about him, did he?
No.
And then you told him you had an affair and cheated on him yet with somebody else.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Maybelline's verdict when Justice with Judge Maybelline returns. Promotional consideration provided by...
Are you currently using a whitening toothpaste but not seeing results? Try Crest 3D White Strips. Its enamel-safe formula lifts and removes stains to provide 100% noticeably whiter teeth or your money back. Try Crest 3D White Strips.
Can you heal dry skin in a day? Aveeno with prebiotic triple oat complex balances skin's microbiome. So skin looks like this and you feel like this. Aveeno Skin Relief. Get skin healthy.
Feeling sluggish or weighed down can be a sign your digestive system isn't working at its best. Taking Metamucil every day can help. Its psyllium fiber forms a gel that traps and removes the waste that weighs you down. It also helps lower cholesterol and slows sugar absorption, promoting healthy blood sugar levels. So start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Take the Metamucil 2-week challenge. Lighten up. Just take Metamucil every day for 2 weeks. Available at your local retailer.
You're watching Justice with Judge Maybelline.
How much is your rent total for the house?
I normally rent my guest room out for $450 a month. Basically, the $740 is in lieu of what I would have been able to recoup had the room been available to rent.
2 months is $900, 20 days of that.
He was scheduled to live with us for 3 months, so that's close to $1,300.
Right, but he had lived there for only 2 months, so that's 900.
2 months and 20 days, almost 3 months.
I got it, but 2 months at $450 is 900. Is that right or wrong?
That's right, but...
I'm trying to see how you got to 740.32. I was about to give you more, but you talk too much.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
No, you're going to get your $740.32 judgment for the plaintiff.
Judge Maybelline has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $740.32.
James, I'm really sorry I had to bring you to court, but you didn't do what you said you were going to do, and I just want my money.
Well, I appreciate you taking me in, and you'll get your money.
Okay.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. If you have or are eligible for Medicaid, please listen closely. You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan from Ohana Health Plan with zero or low plan premium. Call 1-800-551-0536. Now, that's 1-800-551-0536. Representatives will provide detailed information and help see